Hey everybody, JC the Sniper here, bringing you yet another video. I know that I've got a knife on the table here, but this is not a review. I've already done my review on my Resilience, which I hope you guys have watched. And this is instead a review of this right here. Or I guess not really a review, just a little video on this modification and how I liked it and how I think it works. So anyway, this right here, as you can see, is just a zip tie that is zipped down through the hole, through the spider hole on my Spyderco Resilience. And it looks a little bit ugly, to tell the truth. It's kind of ugly, you know, it rides up there on top. Takes a little bit away from the attractiveness of this blade, because this is a really beautiful blade. You have that shiny finish there on the, big old flat ground leaf-shaped blade. So a very attractive blade, and this does detract from that a little bit. However, what it does is basically, what I've heard this called on YouTube is the poor man's wave feature. One of my viewers suggested to me that I check this out, and I did. And I saw a number of guys had videos on this type of thing, and it's pretty sweet, and I like it, particularly for this Resilience. Basically what it is a cheap way to give your blade this feature. This is the Spyderco Endura with a wave feature, which is licensed from Ernest Emerson Knives. You can see there, Emerson patent number, blah blah blah, because that's on license from Emerson. And of course, if you've seen any of my videos and you've seen this one, you know that I love this thing, and I think this is pretty much the most effective way to open a knife in a defensive or tactical situation, because there's no faster way to open one. I mean, you pull the knife out and it's open. I mean, you can't beat it even with a switchblade. So this was my first knife that had that. I thought that was pretty sweet. Then I also got my Cold Steel Spartan, which has the same feature built in with the thumb plate. You haul that thing out, and it's a big old blade, but it comes out pretty quick with that deployment hook. It's not the wave on the Spartan. I mean, these aren't licensed or anything. I guess they probably just stuck the thumb plate on there, and they say, hey, it's just a thumb plate. We're not trying to copy Emerson's design, so that they don't have to license it. But nevertheless, it works the same. It's effective, and it opens the knife quickly. So I liked it. So I thought I'd give this a try, and it works pretty excellently. Obviously, well, not obviously, this came from the factory in a tip-down configuration. And at first I was going to leave it that way because this knife being so long, when you pull it out of your pocket, you'd have to shuffle back up here to get to the deployment. Now this thing deploys extremely quickly because of the fact that it's a liner lock. It doesn't have any sort of spring holding the blade once it clears that detent. So it just flies out. But I didn't want to have to do that whole shuffling up the blade thing to get to the hole just because it's so long. So I was going to leave it this way and just draw it out with my fingers on the spider hole, spider drop it, and go in that way. And that would have been perfectly effective. And I thought about leaving it that way, but I needed to try this out. And obviously, to try it out, it's got to go this way. And what I found is that it works really well. It just snaps the thing right open. Snags, I like it because it's not extremely easy to snag. Like, it doesn't snag when you don't want it to, You have to actually drag it back into your pocket. So you can pull it out straight up without catching, or you can drag it back and it pops right open. And this is an ideal blade for that because it is so long, because you're only going to have a grip here on it when you when you pull it from your pocket, which is why I put the lanyard on, to give me a little extra grip when I'm withdrawing that from my pocket. But I don't know how it would work on a knife like this. You know, a lockback with that spring tension all the way through, that's going to be a little bit more difficult than the liner lock design of the Resilience. So I'm not sure if it would work as well on an Endura. However, on the Resilience, this little wave modification with the zip tie works great. You know, I'd recommend, if you do this, that you put a lanyard on there, just because it gives you something extra to get a little bit of purchase on, so that you're not going to drop it. I mean, because there's no way you're going to drop it with that lanyard in your hand. So you can wrap your fingers around that lanyard, grab the edge here, pop it open, and you're ready to rock and roll with a 4 1/4 inch blade. And you're gripping back here where you've got a good swing with it. So, pretty sweet little feature. I like it. And I'm probably going to leave it that way, since, as I've stated, this knife for me is too big for EDC, primarily a defensive blade, and a good one for that. Anyway, this is JC the Sniper. No, I'm getting a little long-winded here, but this is my video on the poor man's wave modification as applied to my Spyderco Resilience. Thanks for watching, guys. JC the Sniper, signing off.